welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I thought we would make some lovely flowers for Christmas. Now I'm going to call them Christmas flowers because they're my version of sort of like the poinsettia, and I just think they're beautiful, really lovely. I'm using this lovely tulle from Pandahall, which is lovely. So I'm going to pop the links down below because you get 2 of these rolls in the one that I brought, and it's fabulous. Actually, I might put a couple of links down there because this one did sell out really quickly. And again, you can get all different colours as well, so you don't have to have them just for the Christmas look. You can use them the same method to make other flowers, because I did do some little pink ones here, little shabby pink ones, so they're done exactly the same way, and you can do them in all sorts of different colours. So Pandahall, do take a peek because they have lots of lovely products on there, including this lovely tulle. And look how puffy that is. Look how beautifully puffy that is. Really simple to make. I've got a little cluster of pearls in the middle, which is lovely. This one I've added a little bit of glitter to. A little bit of gold glitter on there, which you have to have a little bit of glitter at Christmas, haven't you? Don't you? So that's that one. And then I've got 2 smaller ones. One's got a little bit of silver glitter on, and one is plain. So all depends on, you know, you can make them any size you like. So, you know, I'm not going to glitter them today because I make too much mess. Right, I'm going to pop them to the side. Look, you can see all this glitter on my table. So what I'm going to do, I do have some ready here, so we can do those as well. I've got like a little template which I'm using, and I've put this, before I forget, I've put the spool onto this, which is like a kitchen paper holder. I've had this for I don't know how long, and it's been in and out of my craft room for I don't know. I keep ribbon and all sorts of things on it, but it's absolutely ideal. Look, put this on there and you can just pull it for, you know, it doesn't go all over the place. So before I forget, right, I have got 2 templates. This is for the bigger flowers, so this is for this one, and then I've got this one which I've wrapped it around this way. So for the bigger flowers, it's 7.5 inches this way, or 19.5 centimeters. It doesn't matter about the width. And then on this one, I've done it 4.25 inches, or it's roughly 11 centimeters. They're just rough measurements anyway. So the tulle that I have is 6 inches across, which is what, 6 inches, and that's 15 centimeters. Which is perfect. It's lovely. You get loads and loads of it. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm actually going to be folding it in half. So we want to fold this in half, so we've only got like 3 inches. And I'm going to take this and I want to wrap it around. So I'm going to fold it in half like that. Really simple to fold. I say that and I'm going to get all jumbled up. So I'm just going to fold this in half like that, and then we're just going to wrap it round here as many times as you like. Obviously the more times the more you'll get. Now it's a little bit difficult to start off with, but once you get going, it doesn't have to be perfect, because they're all sort of, the leaves you sort of like, or the petals you sort of like pull out anyway, so they don't have to be perfectly petaled, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to turn this around. I put that spool on the wrong way and went around that way. That's better. So we are going to just wrap this around as many times as you like. Now, I did stick this to the table with a piece of tape so it wouldn't move. But Anne did it. I took it off because that I could show you what it was like. So let's just wrap this around as many times as you like. Each sort of set of petals here, I think I put 4 on there because they're doubled over. You've got a lot of petals, so it makes it really puffy and lovely. Now again, you don't have to use as many, or you can make more. You know, it's entirely up to you how you want to do it. but do fold it in half. You might be able to get some tulle that is 3 inches across, or you might like to have them 6 inches across. You might like to have it the whole length, but what I'm doing, I'm just wrapping it around like this. Wrap it around so they're all going to be the same size, like that. Just pop them across. Pull this out. It's easy if you've got a nice big table. I'm probably out of shot there, I do apologise. But you need to sort of pull it quite tight. Pop that in, pull that tight and pull that down. And keep folding it. It is quite simple to do. You can clamp, if you've got something to hold your ribbon on or your tulle on, and you can sort of like clamp it down with like a bulldog clip or something, then that would be easier to stop your little thing from rolling around. There we go, that's better. Pop that down like this. I'm going to do as many as I can, because then we can just, I'll show you how you cut them. It's just really simple. This is the bit that probably takes the longest to do. It's just rolling it up, but definitely worth it. And if you like a nice big sort of flowers at Christmas, you can even pop little clips on the back, which I think I might do. Don't know whether you saw my shabby Saturday video at the weekend, but I made some flowers on that as well, and I put some little clips on the back, which means that you can sort of like clip them to things, lampshades and stuff. So these little clipped, and even if you made the smaller ones like this and put a clip on the back, and then you could clip it onto somebody's gift if you're sending them at Christmas, which would look really lovely, wouldn't it? I just think there's lots of beautiful ideas that you can make with these. And like I said, it doesn't have to be red. You can make them in other colours. Let me pop that little one over there. Okay, so I think that will do for now, won't it? I don't know how many times that was. So I'm going to just chop that, roll that back up so you can see there. We've just wrapped it around. I'm going to just snip this. Let's snip it this way. Like that way. And then I'm going to hold that and I'm going to snip this like that. Okay, take that off. Pop that onto there, and then we can just pop that to the side because we don't need that. So let's put those down there. Now I've got some little clips here. I'm going to just, it's going to flip, so I'm just going to double them over. They're going to fall. So we've got them there. They generally don't sort of like come apart. So I'm going to take 4 like this. So I'm just going to take, they're just folded over. So I'm going to do 2, 3, don't worry if they're not neat, it doesn't matter, 4. So you've got 4, but they're doubled over, so you've got like 8 layers on there. Do you know what I mean? And then all we're going to do, fold that over like that, fold it in half, and then take a clip and clip it for a minute. And then we'll take another 4. So we take 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, fold that in half, and then we shall clip that. So that's 1 set, that's 2 sets. So then we'll take another 4, I think that's 4, like that, fold them over. So then we've got, look, we've got lots and lots and lots there. So you've got 16 actually, 16 petals we're going to get in each one. And I'm going to do 5 sets. So we'll have another one. Fold that over. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got another 4, and I'm just going to fold them in half. Pop a clip in there, and then 1, 2, 3, I think that's 4. That's another 4, and then I've got spare to do another one. So I'm going to fold that. So just fold them in half like that, and then we're going to pop a little clip just on there like that. Okay, so we have our 5 little ones like that. So it's really, 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 really simple. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to just snip into sort of like a little point like that, so we get that shape. Okay, really, really easy. Keep these. I'm going to show you something we can do with those. Take that sort of halfway up, just, you know, cut those little bits. This one, cut like that. It's just a little bit of sewing on this. Nothing, I've done a couple of different ones, but these are the easiest ones that you can do. If you just wanted to sit there for an hour or so and make a few of these, they are quick and easy to do. So let's just clip that like that, clip like that. So then we've got 5 little ones like this. Is that 5? That's 5. Now, see these little bits that we've got left? If you gather those up and then roll it into a big ball or a small ball or however, just they gather up like that and you get this little ball. Now, what I have made is this, look. I've made a little, I popped it onto a little bit of twine with a little wooden bead, and I've got a little sort of like Christmas hanging to hang around over pictures or something like that, or on your Christmas tree. And all as I did, I took my needle and cotton, and I just went through as they are like this. This one's quite big, they do go a little bit smaller. I just sewed it so these bits don't, so it doesn't fall apart. Just go around with a few little bits of cotton like that, sew it in, and then you can just thread it on to this. And I used a big like darning needle like this. I got a piece of this, thread it through there, and then I just sewed it on through this like that, and then put the beads on. So that's another little thing that you can do as well. So don't throw these bits away, because rolling up you can make little embellishments like that. I thought that was lovely. So look, I've got a little pile here which I'm going to make some more. These are the ones that I've sewn. I've just sewn them with some clear thread, and then I've got these there which I will sew later, and then I can make some little bits and pieces to hang off the tree. Right, let's get back to these. I'm using a big darning needle as well to sew on these. I've got some clear thread. This is the thread from Pandahall as well. Oops, I've got 2 lots of thread here. Let's pop that in. I can't see it because it's clear. So this is the clear thread, which is fabulous. I'll link everything down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just unpop our little clip. I'm going to go up through, and then before I go all the way through, I've tied that into a little knot, so we've got double one. I'm going to go back down and through there, just so that holds on like that. And then we're going to just sew like that. So we do a couple of stitches. So we do like 3 stitches along there like that. So that just gathers up our little petals like that, and pull that through. And then we'll take the next one, the same, just do like 3 stitches. Just I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not, if these all come out of you know, they're not all stacked up nice and neatly, it doesn't matter, because they're little petals and we're going to be pulling them about anyway. Take that out, just sew that. It's just so simple to do. Let's pull my cottons through. Next one, oops. That one is just moved just a little bit out too far. There we go. Pop that in. Like I said, this is so simple, and you can do it with all sorts of different coloured ones, especially if you're having like a party or something and you wanted to make some really quick flowers. These are beautiful. Okay, so we've got them all gathered up like that, all sewn on. So I'm going to pull them together and sort of hold it into your hand like that, because we want to go to the other end. So you want to go where you started and go back through there, just that first one, and pull that nice and tight so we've got a nice little circle. I've got my glue gun on because I'm going to use my glue gun again as well in a minute, just to stick the centerpiece in. So I'm going to just a few stitches through. Doesn't have to be a huge amount, but make sure you've gathered it all up nicely like that. Oops, I think I've just broken that. There we go, that's all gathered up nicely. Let's just cut that off. And then, look at that. If you open that up, we have our little petals in there. Now, before we start pulling those out, I'm going to make the middle. Now, you can use anything for the middle. These ones I've just gathered up some little pearls on there. These ones I've actually stuck things on, so whatever you like in the middle. But seeing it sort of like Christmassy, I've got these little sort of like goldy sort of pearls, and I'm going to use some wire. I love my wire. This is just garden wire, so I use wire I think every single day on a project of some sort. So I'm going to take 5 beads and just thread them on like that. 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5 beads on there. Turn it round, make it into a little circle, and then just twist those. So that's your middle bit. Then I'm going to take the little smaller bit, or one of the little pieces of wire, and bring it up through the middle like that, and then I've got another little bead, thread it on, and then put that back down through, because that won't go through the middle like that. Let me just get my pliers like that. So we've got a little cluster of beads on there, and then we're just going to twist these together if I can, just so they don't all come apart. Twist that together and snip them off. Oops. And then just turn that in, and then we've got our little middle of our flower, and then we're going to just stick that on, which is the nicest side. I think this is probably the nicest side, isn't it? So I've got my glue gun. Might need another glue stick, I'm not sure, maybe not. Pop that in. I'm going to just pop some glue around that little circle. Be careful of the glue gun on the tool, because it doesn't seem to come off. It will sort of like stain it, if you know what I mean. You can't seem to get rid of it. So I'm just going to leave that to dry for a second. Like that. I've got a bit gluey, I've got a little bit too much glue on there, but that will stick down. So we've got this look. You can leave it like that if you wanted to, but I like them quite puffy. So all I'm going to do is just pull apart the leaves like that, just so they pull apart. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull them, just stretch them just a little bit, just so it gives that little bit of volume in there. But again, you don't have to, you can leave them flat if you want to. So just pull them apart, really, really easy, like that. And pull it. Now I don't have any green tulle. I need to get some green tulle because I would have probably made some leaves or something to go on the back. But I think these in a little garland would look lovely. Maybe going up your stairs or something like that, or you could pop them into your Christmas tree, or like I said, get the little hair clips and glue them on the back. Can you see the glue? Can you see it goes white like that? I put way too much glue on that one, so just be careful with your glue. I might pop a little bit of glitter around the base in here, just so you can't see that, because I've gone a bit messy in there. So just pull these apart. Oh, I just think they look so pretty and so simple. We like simple, don't we? We like it to look nice, but we like things to not be too much palaver making. But look how lovely that is. How lovely and puffy and simple. Really, really simple. Yeah, definitely going to have to use a little bit of glitter in there. So, fabulous. Shall I make another one? Shall I just show you quickly how we do it again? I've got some ready. Let's pop that over there. Let me just thread my needle again because I'm not very good. I broke that. Not thread it, I mean tie a little knot in the end. Let's find the end. Oops, I've just lost that. It's so transparent I can't see it. So let's just make a little knot in here. Where's the end? Oh look, that piece isn't even attached. I've taken it off my needle now. I'm going to use this one, which is already thread. There we go. We don't need to do that now. That was a bit silly, wasn't it? Right. I've got some here, so I can also use these as well, but because we don't have enough here. So we want to just get 4 of these. So that's 1, 2, 3. That one's a little bit shorter, I think. We don't want that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll take 4 like that, and then you just fold them over, get the little clip, take that, get your scissors, and then we'll do a little snip like that, and that's it. That's all you do. And again, keep these, gather these up. Right, that's it. Right, I've got these ready to do. So we will sew another one. Can you see? It's not very neat and tidy, this one. It's a bit all over the place, but it's just, you know, perfect, perfect. So these needles, these are these beautifully long. Let me just get the packaging. These are the needles from Pandahall as well. This is the cotton that I was using, or the thread I was using, and these are the little, really, really lovely long needles. I was looking for these for ages because sometimes the needles that you get are so small, they're really hard to hold, I find. So I've got these, which are lovely. I'll link those down as well. Let's just make a little knot here so it doesn't go through. Now again, you could probably do this if you wanted to do it on your sewing machine. You could do it on your sewing machine as well. And just gather it up. So let's pull that through. That's one leaf, one set of petals, I mean. Again, just a couple of stitches like that through. Doesn't take any time at all. Like I said, winding it on takes the longest. So we'll just 3 stitches so it gathers up like that, so it makes it sort of tidy, nice and tidy and easy like that. Pop that down, and I think 5 is about the right amount of petals on there. I did used one of mine to have 6 in there, but there was just a bit too many, so you need about 5. So let's just pull those together. Can you see? Lovely. Pull those together and just sort of like gather them up, and then we want to make it into a ring, so we need to gather and attach it to the other side. Pull that tight, stitch through there. We want to give it a little tug in there just to make sure it's nice and secure. Let's go back through there. Just a few times. Like that. Pull it nice and tight. Whoops, where's the end gone? Do that. Just going to wrap this around. Oh, I can't see it. There we go. Just wrap that around there a couple of times. There we go. Perfect. Snip that off. My big scissors, need a pair of little ones. And then we go, we've got our little flower. So that is nice and tidy. So what should we put in the middle of this one? I do have, should we do something a little bit different? Shall I get one of my little thingamajiggies out? Like this. Let's have a look. Look, this one, that would work perfect, wouldn't it? Oh, I like that. So do have a look on Pandahall. They have all this type of stuff. All these little embellishments, so they would look beautiful. I'm going to pop this on, the glue on here. Not as much this time. Stick that on. Now you can put something behind if you want to, like a little bit of felt or something. So I'm just going to stick that down. I think that's pretty stuck. Look at that. Doesn't that look pretty? Really, really pretty. And then just pull these leaves up like that and gather them up. So we've got lots and lots of, you know, texture, and it's just beautiful. I've got a bit of thread there. Just lovely. And again, the way I put glitter on, I added some stickles first, which is just like a glitter glue, any glitter glue, and added that, and then I sprinkled on some glitter as well, just to make it look pretty. But again, that's very, very messy. So it depends. Some people love glitter and some people don't they? So I like a little bit of glitter. I don't mind getting glitter everywhere. I always end up with glitter on me, and Andy's always telling me I've got glitter on my face, and on my hands, and on my clothes. But you can always do with a little bit more sparkle, can't we? Look at these. Look how lovely and full that is. But again, you don't have to use this many. It's entirely up to you. I've got lots and lots on there because I like the puffiness of it. So look at that. Just puff it up. Just beautiful. Look at that. Oops. Just lovely. Aren't they lovely? I think they're lovely. So again, you can do them this size, or you can do them small. Little bit of glitter on there. One without, that's the small one. That was the, what did I say that was? That was 4 1/4. So that's looking beautiful. And I also have another idea here, look. I've got a little sort of polystyrene wreath. So I suppose you could probably use the smaller ones on here to pop round there, or little bigger ones and smaller ones. But how lovely would that look? And then you could probably wrap either some twine, a little bit of, what have I got I could wrap around? Here, I've got some of this that you could wrap around to hide this. You could paint it, but how lovely. Really, really lovely, and so quick and simple to do. So at Christmas we want some nice, simple projects, don't we? But look really effective, and I think these are. And I think if you gave these to people attached to a present, I think they would think that was beautiful. They wouldn't think that you made it. They would have thought you would have bought it. They are so lovely. Look at that, nice and tidy on the back. So there we go, guys. A nice little project, a nice little Christmas project. All the products that I've used on here from Pandahall I will list under the video. So we've got this beautiful tulle, red tulle. Again, you can have it in any colour. There's lots, they do lots of different colours. So do have a little look on their website. I will pop a link down below, and there is a discount code as well, so you can use that if you'd like to purchase anything. But do have a little nosy through their website, because they've got some lovely stuff. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Please let me know if you make some of these and pop them in my Facebook group, because I would love to see them. So have fun making, take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye bye.